what gives you hope as you look around today?
The cliche answer is the true one, which is going to colleges. And then the longer answer is the one I gave before about rupture and repair, that we've been through these hard times. But the answer I'll settle on is in 2018, I started a nonprofit called Weave, the Social Fabric Project. And I started it because I thought, distrust and loss of community is the cause underneath a lot of our social problems. But this is a problem being solved at the local level all around the country. And so what we do, we go all around the country, we go drop in a town. It could be McCook, Nebraska, it could be Wilkes, North Carolina, it could be New Orleans, it could be here. And we just go to the town for 3 or 4 days, and we say, who's trusted here? And people start giving us names of the people who are really the trust builders in that community. And some of them have run a big organization. There's a friend of mine named Matt Carter who runs something called Community Renewal International in Shreveport. And Shreveport desegregated in the worst possible way. And really, animosity was there. And so Matt returned, he was a pastor in Texas. He returned to Shreveport, and he just created a community organization where at every neighborhood there would be a host house, like a host family to organize events for the neighborhood. In some of the poor areas, there would be settlement houses where kids could go and study. And Shreveport has like 2,000 or 3,000, 100,000 people, and 62,000 are volunteers in his little organization, big organization. And so that whole time he's trying to weave that town together. We ran into a lady in Florida. She was helping kids cross the street, the school after elementary street, cross the street after elementary school. And we asked her if she had time to volunteer in her neighborhood. And she said, no, I have no time. And we said, are you getting paid to border guard? She said, no, but the kids will be safer if I help them cross the street. And we asked her, what are you doing for the rest of the day? And she said, well, on Thursdays I take food to the hospital so the patients have some nice food to eat. We said, do you have time to volunteer in your neighborhood? She said, no, I have no time. And she didn't think of this as volunteering, it was just what neighbors do. And some of the people I have been with have been through the worst you can imagine. A woman, Sarah, in central Ohio, her husband, she was out antiquing with her mom, and her husband killed their kids and himself.
Whoa.
She came home, she sat there with me and she described what it was like to come back. But she created a little group that helps women who've suffered domestic violence. It helps families who have been the victims of crime scenes so that they don't have to clean up the blood. She has a free pharmacy, she teaches in the community college. She lives a life of pure altruistic service. And what we do is we help support their endeavors with money. We put them on radio and TV. We want them to tell their story so people will see how these wonderful people live. And even though the country's been through hard times, I've been around these weavers since 2017, 2018. And they're the most wonderful people. They have moral motivation. Nobody's ever said to me, I'm doing this work for a few years, but then I'll go back and be an accountant or whatever. They say, this is what I was put on this earth to do. And sometimes it can be very casual. I ran into a couple of women in Watts in LA, and their group is called Sisters of Watts. And they do whatever's needed in the neighborhood. If kids are hungry, they give them backpacks full of food. If the homeless needs a shower, they give them showers. If a lot needs to be cleaned up, they clean up an empty lot. And there are people amongst us, I know you have them here, who are just like living lives of service. I ran into a woman named Elsie Cravette in Wilkes in North Carolina. She's from Wilkes, is in the Appalachian part of North Carolina. And she told me a sentence, I'm going to say it, I hope it's not too vulgar, which to me sums up Appalachian mindset, which is, we hate each other, but if you criticize one of us, we'll kick your ass. But she's so active in the community that when she goes to the Walmart, if she wants to get out of there in under 2 hours, before she goes down an aisle, she'll sneak a look in. Do I know anybody? And if she knows somebody, she goes to another aisle. And so for her, going to Walmart is a 2 or 3 hour proposition, because she just knows somebody in the community. She hangs out with them in the Walmart. And the answers are there. And we just need to spread their influence. And one of the things I learned from the early church is that culture changes when a small group of people find a better way to live and the rest of us copy. And these leaders have found a better way to live.
Ooh.